So guys, finally, Tinubu bows to Trump's pressure, summons the military chiefs, NSA, and the rest of them. I'm just going to allow you to take a look at how Rufai and Dr. Bati have analyzed this. But before then, many Nigerians are saying Donald Trump should come. That even if it's the resources he wants, he should come and pack. Because the resources has not, benefited Nigerians. It's just for some few politicians. I just want you to take your time and watch this video for yourself and see what Nigerians are saying as regards to Trump coming to save Nigeria from the high level of insecurity we are facing in this country. Now take a look.
You say that Trump is coming to pack your resources. Which resources? Which resources? My brother don't graduate in seven years. He don't see work. Many graduates are dead. They don't see work. Graduate is doing a work of 70,000 a month. 70,000 a month. What are you benefiting? What are you benefiting as a Nigerian? What are you benefiting? They're kidnapping your people every day. If they're born, you will travel from here to local journal. If they don't kidnap your papa. They kidnap full boss. Nigerian police cannot say anything. Nigerian army cannot do anything. But as Trump talked with yesterday now, Nigerian army say they don't kidnap, they don't catch 17,000 people, 7,000 So you can catch these criminals since you are waiting for Trump to talk. You are waiting for Trump to talk. No food, no water, no road, no light, no health care. Go to UBTH, go to any hospital, go to Zaria, go to any hospital. And see the problem there. So they want to come and visit, they want to come and take your resources. Which resources? Is it your cassava? Is it your oil? Is it the gold that are they not packing the gold before? Your ass president they pack the gold. Money will they give local government to do road. He do the road and they ask you. See Sapler roads that they replace in so many months. The contractor they sleep for Sapler road. There is anything. Say they want to come and pack your resources. You cannot say nothing near me. Whatever you say, I see today if you not believe. Nonsense. You're making math in comment section that they want to pack your resources. Which resources do you have? Are you benefiting it as a Nigerian?
But what are the facts and the matters on ground? All of a sudden, it's now that the National Security Advisor knows that they will meet the service chiefs to react. You see the things we keep saying about this country. When we talk now, Rufai is stupid. He doesn't like us. He is this, he is that. So if Trump did not talk, National Security Advisor and the top military brass would not meet to say, let's find a lasting solution to this matter. You see, another part of this conversation that I'm scared about is the fact that we have now turned it into a you versus me thing rather than all of us coming together to condemn the general killings in the country. So it's not a popularity contest. Which religion is being killed more? Christians or Muslims? No! Be it Christian, be it Muslim, be it Shokmono, be it Babalawo, be it Ifa, be it Oro. We are all Nigerians. The question is, should Nigerians be killed? I think Nigerians, let's collectively focus on that. How can we stop the killing through kidnapping? You have been in the vanguard of many of these incidents. That's why I'm talking with a place of pain. I hear people call me and they say, Rufai, somebody has just been kidnapped. I remember I was called upon when somebody, I think one of the Afenifere people around Ondo State, when he was kidnapped then. And we kept on putting that matter until he was released. It could happen to any of us. How can we stop that? That's all I'm concerned about. And the Nigerian Security Articulation is saying, if we want to get foreign help, we can get foreign help as regards this. You see, these are part of the things we are saying. No? With the resources given, is it that we cannot solve this insecurity problem? Because you see, this insecurity has turned into propaganda. And another area Nigerians are not even looking at is what I call the war economy. The reason why all of this has persisted, and there's a war economy, a lot of people are benefiting from all of this. And until we stop the cycle of people benefiting from the killings and this insecurity in this country will not move forward. So what are we talking about? Solutions. Now, okay, yes, the security chiefs are amenable if they want to come and help. We should remember help has consequences. So America is not a charity. Even the aid they give you, they don't give you for free. Oh. They give you for influence. Oh. And I'm talking about this in national sovereignty now. I was calculating the amount America collected for Kuwait from fighting the Gulf War for them. It's over 40 billion. As of 1990, it was 16 billion. Oh. So what are you ready to give them in return? There's also a resource conversation. Be careful. Let's be careful. So are we saying that with all the monies these people are collecting, we're not be able to stop insecurity? I'm talking about the military. So what is the problem they are facing in stopping this insecurity?
America and Trump, they don't have good intentions. They just want to come and take over your land. Does the Nigerian government have good intentions towards Nigerians? Trump does not care about Christians. He just wants to come and take your mineral resources. What difference will that make? Mineral resources that Nigerians don't even benefit from. Mineral resources that are being enjoyed by a few select elites. I grew up in Nigeria. I was born and bred in Nigeria. For the longest time, we kept on hearing how Nigeria is so rich. We have lots of oil, but it has not made any difference in the lives of ordinary Nigerians. So why do you think that saying, oh, Americans are going to take your oil, like why do you think that makes any difference? They don't care about you. Oh, they don't care about you. They don't care about you. Does the Nigerian government care about Nigerians? Oh, it's such an insult for Trump to speak to the Nigerian president like that. Who attracted that kind of insult and disregard by his incompetence? The Nigerian president. Oh, but Trump called Nigeria a disgraced country. But Nigeria is actually a disgraced country. Our leaders have made this country a hell of a mockery. Trump literally said the truth that we all know. It's a failed country. Do you guys want to know my honest opinion? One of the problems of Nigeria is that we took our independence too quickly. Shout and say whatever you want to say about colonialism. Show me the fruit of our so-called independence in the past 6 decades. Show me one thriving sector in Nigeria. And for all of you that are claiming that Trump disrespected the Nigerian president, it took Trump speaking for Tinubu to address Nigerians on Twitter. He didn't say anything until Trump spoke. But all of a sudden, immediately Trump spoke. They are all scrambling around and speaking. All of a sudden, Nigeria should have been colonized till the year 2000. If not for anything, the British would have given us 247 lights, build bridges and just some infrastructures. Not even because of us, but because they liked the convenience of technology. Some members of Boko Haram were captured and reintegrated into the society, and some of them even went ahead to be recruited in the army. The people that are terrorists, some of them are recruited into the Nigerian army. And you say that's not a disgraced country? And you say that's not a SHIT hole? And you think I will be so angry at Donald Trump for saying the things that we know to be true because you don't like him? This is not even about Donald Trump. Even if it was Biden and Kamala Harris that said the same thing, I will agree. Because it's just facts. It's just the truth. I don't care what you feel about Donald Trump. That's your business. I'm not totally a fan of him, but I love the fact that he's keeping the Nigerian government on their toes. Simple. Keep them on their toes. The Nigerian government has gotten so comfortable with the insecurity that has led to the genocide of Christians in Nigeria. And if what it takes is a threat from the US to make them sit up, I absolutely support it. And I don't care what you think. I don't care.
At some point, we had Super Tucano, which the Buhari government there called the game changer. We bought the Super Tucano, Kotukano. Because despite the Super Tucano, yes, it's made some strides, but we are not seeing the real impact. We are not seeing a massive drop. We keep saying, okay, we've killed bandits. We are sending some of them to court and all of that, but we are still seeing killings. All I want, like I've always said, is for killings to end. As regards the doctors' strike, federal government, please go and listen to doctors. If the doctors are saying this, how many billion are you putting down?
48 billion. They said is the total.
Is the total amount. Are you putting in how many billion?
The doctor says 40. They say it's 41, but the doctor says 48.
48 billion. How much is government putting down? 19 and how many billion? 11 point something. It's not going to cut it. These doctors have been crying for a while. Meet all of their demands once and for all. We are having ASU. We are having doctors. Now, because of this Trump announcement, the bond market has gone down again. In all of this, I feel for President Tinubu, but leadership also needs to be strong. And that's why we keep telling President Tinubu, so you can see how it is now. When you condemned Jonathan that time, and people went to report him in America, so you can see that this leadership thing is not easy. And I pray for President Tinubu this morning that God will give you the strength to be able to navigate this muddy water. But we must be able to stop the killing and stop the level of insecurity that is happening in the country, pure and simple.
Some people they talk say if America come Nigeria come up they fight, say they call for our mineral resources. Some say talk say anybody where the America have fight, now those people that they call the rule like Taliban's and all this ISIS. I want to tell you now something. Everyone I don't know. Nigeria know they fight any country. Syria they fight. You understand? Afghanistan they fight. Nigeria know they fight any country. And if American work help us keep Boko Haram and all these idiots where no let us get peace. And they say now our mineral resources they won't carry. Maybe they can't carry because no get what we use that they do. We get mineral resources now never chops his money. We get mineral resources. Now road no day for anywhere for the country. Light no day. We get mineral resources on the craze for it. No guesses. Americans, please come and collect the mineral resources. There's nothing we are using it for. Our government are just using it for their own benefit. Useless set of people. Useless set of idiots. Killing our people. Now the Nigerian military come as now every day and they post say they kill this thing, bandits. Every day now I call it kill them. Now every day now, since what they announce. I never see anything. Now leg hot.
One, historically, the US military has been reluctant to fight side by side with the Nigerian government because they don't trust the Nigerian military. And one specific example is when they got intelligence on the location of the Chibok girls in the forest, they were cooperating with the Nigerian army under direction of President Obama. So the US government told the Nigerian army that they would gas the camp where Boko Haram was with the girls and then knock everybody out so that they could rescue the girls safely without exchange of gunfire. After they mapped out this plan, the next thing that happened, when the troops got to the camp of Boko Haram, they saw Boko Haram wearing gas masks. So the US realized that the Nigerian military had leaked the operational details to Boko Haram. This is why the US does not want to work directly with Nigeria with boots on the ground. Because
as long as the North still believe in Al-Majiri, it can never end. They know what they are doing. They cannot deceive us again. In the first place, who told you not to educate your people? Was it me? Nigeria had independence in 1960. All of us were here. You decided to choose whatever you want to choose. And now you want to blame us for your problem. Do you not have the capacity to give your people free education like Awolowo? The Igbos never had any free education. So, why are you not telling us that if you let them uneducated? I don't get it. You don't feel that you have this entitlement mentality. Is it our fault that this is not happening in your area? You people should go home and think. Yes, you created this problem. Don't run away from it. Why are they spreading all over Nigeria? Why are they spreading all over Nigeria? Why are they spreading?
Okay, let me ask you. Do you think there are no kidnappers and criminals in the southeast or the southwest?
Sir, listen. If what is going on in the southeast is the same thing that's going on in the north, in fact, it's like there will be peace in Nigeria.
All right. Thank you very much.
There will be peace in Nigeria.
Thank you very much.
But on your comment on education, I tend to agree with you that our leaders really has failed the nation because they have not concentrated on education. Everybody is after himself. I agree with you that one. I confess. I confess. But you see, what I will not agree with you is criminality is everywhere. Everywhere. In fact, we never heard of kidnapping and armed robbery. It came to us in the north from the south. It was creeping slowly, and it corrupted our people, and they are doing it now. So let us adjust. Let us adjust and understand them.
Today, if we should have them in the south, there will be no Nigeria. Is it true of us? We are trying here. We are trying here. We are
but
trying.
Do you know what? It's because the population of those underprivileged in the north is more. Is in millions.
Most of them
That's
are not
why.
Nigerians. You brought them here. The people that are here, they are not.
That narrative. Look, nobody can tell you like me. Because I have had one-on-one chat with them. You know, they are pure Nigerians. I wouldn't rule out elements of non-Nigerians among them, but they are Nigerian heartsmen. And one thing I want to make you understand, is that, you see, the North, with this large population of really uneducated people, really is becoming a national. Governor Soludo of Anambra State, when he was the central bank governor, he came to Arewa House in Kaduna, and he said the poverty in the North, he fears that is going to constitute a security threat for the whole nation. He said this many years before even this started. So you see, we have to improve the economic situation and education and everything. Then this is the way to go about it. But if you see you want to do it violently, you want somebody to come and massacre people, that will not work. That will not work.
Service chiefs in Nigeria have always met. There's something called the National Security Council, which is usually a closed-door meeting at which the Nigerian president, confers with his security chiefs. So the meeting this time around, this is not like, it's because of Donald Trump that they are meeting. The security chiefs have a duty to look again and again into security matters. President Tinubu has met with them. In the face of the allegation by President Trump, it's just normal, procedural, that the security chiefs will meet. Now, I think that at that meeting, the big takeaway is that they struck a conciliatory tone. President Trump has repeated the offensive by saying that he will not hesitate to put boots on the ground in Nigeria because we have to save Christians. They are killing Christians in Nigeria.
We live in a country where we are taking photo up with bandits. Section 14, subsection 2B of our constitution said is the role of the government to fix insecurity and get our people secured. The government has failed in this in the last 15 years. I can open my phone and read to you tweets of President Tinubu condemning Jonathan for the slaughtering of Christians then. All we are telling President Tinubu to do this morning is to do the thing you condemn Jonathan for. You can't invade a sovereign nation without the say-so of the nation. You can talk to the nation to bring you in to help solve problems. But even that has its own implications. Because America does not come and fight for you for free. This morning on my Twitter page, I put the cost that Kuwait had to pay America for the Gulf War between 1990 and 1991. As of 1990 and 1991, Kuwait paid the American government $16 billion. If you adjust that money for inflation today, it's about $40.1 billion. Everything will come with a cost. Yes, we've also talked about rare earth metals, rare earth minerals that is also here, America's own business and political interest and all of that. But secondly, the point I want to make this morning is this. Because we are a sovereign nation does not mean we shouldn't stop the killings of people. Isn't it a shame, collective shame, that it took Donald Trump to be able to rile us up for us to be able to have this conversation again? All the killings, irrespective of religion, irrespective of tribe, should people be killed the way they are being killed in this country? And people are not calling a spade a spade. I saw the likes of Shegumi talk this morning when he was saying, America has no right to threaten us. We should call their blood. What? The same Shegumi that talks in support of the criminals that says because they've not been given a better lease of life, that's why they perpetrate these crimes? We live in a country where we are taking photo up with bandits. Section 14, subsection 2B of our constitution said is the role of the government to fix insecurity and get our people secured. The government has failed in this in the last 15 years. I can open my phone and read to you tweets of President Tinubu condemning Jonathan for the slaughtering of Christians then. All we are telling President Tinubu to do this morning is to do the thing you condemn Jonathan for. Enough is enough. Like I said on the table the other day, it's because people close to us have not been killed. If it happens to you, you will speak in a harsher tone than I'm speaking this morning.
All right.
And I'm very sad for us in this country. And the data boys are playing all sorts of politics with it. The banger boys and data boys. Yes, Nigeria should engage. I'm happy that from the president side they're going to engage. But apart from engagement, is it too much to ask for that we should stop this killing once and for all?
All right. Okay.
If America brings drones here, brings, all kinds of things in any part of Nigeria, Nigeria will never be the same. because no country can survive a religious war. You have seen that in other parts of the world, whether it's Afghanistan or, it's in Lebanon. So we cannot even afford that. And that's why I think President Bola Ahmed Tinubu must act swiftly. Act swiftly. We have a body called Presidential Advisory Council on foreign relations, or is it international relations? Now, we have those people. We have Chief Emeka Anyauko, who is still alive. We have President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President Olusegun Obasanjo. We have diplomats, experienced people. We have religious leaders. Cardinal Francis Onayeka, Bishop Matthew Kuka. All of these people should be mobilized immediately. And there should be diplomatic engagement for Nigeria to say, no, it is not true. We're having security challenges in Nigeria. After all, there's religious attacks, yes, by Boko Haram, what Trump calls the Islamist state. Yeah, Professor Zulum can confirm that. If America invades Nigeria, it's not just only Nigerians that will suffer. The whole of West Africa will be destabilized. Okay, let's go a bit further. Now, Trump is fighting South Africa, trying to divide the country. Trump is now also fighting Nigeria on details that he doesn't understand. And I've seen some of them, Congressman Moore, Congressman Cole, Senator Ted Cruz, all these parachute politicians. In fact, the thing is so embarrassing that even Nicki Minaj put her mouth in the matter, saying, there's no religious freedom in Nigeria. Can Nicki Minaj just concentrate on anaconda, obligations and not talk about Nigeria? So all kinds of characters are talking. Now, part of the problem we have here is that even Nigerians, there are fifth columnists among us. If you go and check, one former governor said, Tinubu will not get second term. Is this about regime change? Is this an attempt to demonize the Tinubu administration, to stop, or to influence the process of 2027? That's a question right there. And the fifth columnists who are behind this, need to be cautioned. Freedom of expression, all the rights under Chapter 4, they have limits. And this is the time for Nigerians to be responsible and to know that the sovereignty of their country is important. People who have been gifted with all kinds of characters are talking. If you go and check, one former governor said, Tinubu will not get second term. Is this about regime change? Is this an attempt to demonize the Tinubu administration, to stop, or to influence the process of 2027? That's a question right there. And the fifth columnists who are behind this, need to be cautioned. Freedom of expression, all the rights under Chapter 4, they have limits. And this is the time for Nigerians to be responsible and to know that the sovereignty of their country is important. People who have been gifted with a microphone, whether they are politicians or public affairs commentators, should be responsible in what they say, putting Nigeria first. All of us are in distress, whether we are Christians or animists or Muslims, and that's the point that I've seen Omoyele Sowore making. Yeah. That look, what we need is good governance. If this country is properly governed, if this country is at peace, Rufai just quoted section 14 sub 2B of the Nigerian Constitution. Security and welfare of the people. It is a reminder, finally, that the Tinubu administration needs to do more to secure this environment, to make it peaceful. But I don't subscribe to the argument that America is coming for our oil. They are even supplying crude oil to Dangote refinery. They are not even buying our gas from Nigeria LNG. They are getting their gas from elsewhere. But there is a complexity. There are contradictions that we need to addressed. So some people say, oh, they are coming for our resources, as they did in Libya, Syria, and other parts of the world. No. We should not demarcate our country, but we should support government. And President Tinubu should seek help. There are people in this country, I don't even know whether the Presidential Council on International Relations has been constituted. If it has not been constituted, now is the time. We have people who have experience. We need adults in the room, not the small people around who think that they know everything. We need adults in the room. It should call for help from Obasanjo, from Anyanku, from Tiwa Danjuma, from Babangida, from all the people. This is the mess that APC has created, and they should correct it by acting swiftly.
Yes. Action is what Nigerians are calling for. Like I said earlier, there have been a number of responses, reactions following the designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern, and then further on, the diplomatic conversation or undiplomatic conversations have happened between countries of both, presidents of both countries. Now let's start looking at solutions. But I think first of all, in terms of solutions, it's a good time and a good thing to call for Nigerians to be united and not, speak against. But this is why consistently before this has happened, we have talked about the fragile relationship along ethnic and religious lines that this administration must fix. It was politicized heavily. And when it came to head, this administration did not do enough to correct or to address it. We said it on this table that even if it took the National Orientation Agency to promote togetherness, unity, oneness, speaking with one voice, now that we have challenges, we are now running helter-skelter and asking Nigerians to speak with one voice. Sometimes it's better to be proactive than reactive. And so now asking Nigerians to be patriotic, asking Nigerians to speak up for Nigeria, when the warnings had happened right before to say that bring people together so that when it's time, it will be genuine and you're not having to try to get people together when it wouldn't work. And that's why some people, if you see the reactions, some of them funny, some of them lighthearted, some of them supporting this move. And of course, it's really largely from a place of ignorance. But it also speaks very clearly as to how disunited we are as a nation. And if there's one lesson from this, it is that we must fix that problem, because it works during politics season for a few. But when it comes to crunch matters, we would need people to really come together united and not begin to bring ethnic slurs, religious divides when it comes to issues like this. So let's look forward in terms of what does action look like. We must have a democratic and security response to this. Sorry, diplomatic and security response to this. Already in the news this morning, I talked about how the presidency was intensifying efforts to have diplomatic conversations with the United States of America. To be fair, again, this is a bit too late. When the Senator Ted Cruz had raised the issue, rather than propaganda and trying to push narratives around, oh, this is not true, or burying our head in the sand, we ought to have taken action. We ought to have begun diplomatic efforts to ensure that this narrative is corrected with facts, not with just, a nice story or just writing or releasing statements. With facts. If they're claiming that Christians are being killed, then they must present a counter fact to the alternative that not just Christians, but it is an issue around terrorism. Then we had an opportunity long before now when the Christians in the Middle Belt were crying out to say that they were killing them. The pastors were coming out to make videos. The response was not sufficient. Unfortunately, it's taking the America's response, America's statement to begin to take action. Why did we not put our house in order in the first instance? And now we're reacting and responding. I wish we had taken the opportunity when the issue was brought to light, especially by some people who were victims of these killings, and the Nigerian government acted. Now, following that, beyond the diplomatic, we've heard that the news around a meeting confirmed is not true. I think it's important to say that, but the Nigerian government is working very hard to ensure that they open that channel of communication with the United States and ensure that a diplomatic conversation is had. Beyond that, I think it's also time we spoke about representatives diplomatically across countries in the world.
Now, the interpretation of that is different. Governor Soludo of Anambra State says, no, the matter is not that simplistic. It's far more complex. After all, in southeast Nigeria, the people who are killing people, kidnapping people, they are Christians, killing Christians. Okay? It's not as if it's Islam versus Christianity in Nigeria. Well, that's one perspective. Governor Adeleke of Osun State says what we need is diplomatic engagement, and at this time calls for unity. Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State also says this is not the time for partisanship, it's a time for unity. The founder of the NNPP, the New Nigeria People's Party, Dr. Martin Anebonam, says, look, politicians should refrain from playing politics because this is about the interests of all Nigerians. This is about our country. So these are some of the perspectives that are on the table. So National Security Advisor and the service chiefs coming together to say, well, we recognize that there are challenges. If anybody is going to help us, the person is welcome. After all, terrorism, banditry, these are global issues. These are cross-border issues. These are issues for international law. But Nigeria is a sovereign country. We are not a colony that the United States can dictate to. But cooperation is what can win the war, to the best of my knowledge. That in itself, there's nothing problematic about that because, I've also read another account where Nigerians have been told to be very calm. For example, with regard to politicians, the ADC is saying since Tinubu took power, 15,000 Christians have been killed. How did they arrive at that figure? Even President Trump mentioned 3,100. And he says it's, the highest in the world. But ADC, as a political party, is saying 15,000. How did they get that? So those who are calling for unity, who are calling for cooperation, who are calling for dialogue, I think they are in order. Yesterday, we hosted the chieftains, the board of trustees, members, leaders of the Arewa Consultative Forum, that is very soon this month, going to celebrate its 25th anniversary. And the chairman of the board of trustees of the Arewa Consultative Forum says, look, the solution will come from within. And what was he recommending? A judicial commission of inquiry, where Nigerians on both sides of the aisle, those who feel aggrieved can table their problems, those who think that it's a different perspective that they have can come together. But the sum of it is that Nigerians are the ones to solve their problem. The direction of the solution is in good governance, making this environment safe for everyone.